Hello once again, witchy people. 'Tis I, back again. And this is a sort, it's a sort of VR to Drew, she who walks between the worlds. It's less of a response than a kind of reaction, and how her video made me feel. I will link her video below. Please do watch it if you haven't. It's very deep. I should just say it's very deep. So, and whilst I was watching it, I had to watch it 3 times because as I was watching it, thoughts kept on sparking in my head, and I kept on thinking, going off on tangents and thinking, and if I was there in the room, what response would I have? And my thoughts on shadow work, which I have done a video on shadow work, but I've never actually gone into, and I still won't, how I perform shadow work, if you like, how I work through it. But it kind of made me think about, with Drew, she was breaking down her journey. And in my video before, I was trying to kind of separate psychological shadow work from spiritual shadow work, because I do think they are different things. And this, I think, is more of a, like I said, Drew's video made me think, and it was really about breaking down, what shadow work is to an extent. And I think all shadow work starts with the premise that you should love yourself and be accepting of who you are. And it's about accepting who you are today, the person you have become. So not thinking about who you have been or anything else, but accepting who you are today. And by doing that, you are accepting everything that has happened to you in your past that has made you the person you are today, whether those things were good, bad, or indifferent. They made you the person you are today. And in a weird kind of way, if you love the person that you are today, you have to be not necessarily thankful, but maybe a bit appreciative of the things that you've gone through. You don't have to appreciate necessarily the things that you've gone through, but how you worked through them, and how they shaped you to become the person you are today. So all shadow work begins with the premise that you should love yourself and accept yourself. Now, you don't have to love or even like what's happened to you or what's happened because of you, because they are very intertwined, interlinked. So you don't have to love or like what's happened to you or what you've done in the past. You just have to accept it. And you have to find a way of accepting it. Accept that it happened. But more importantly, accept that you survived it. You lived through it. And it gave you something. And I think you have to figure out what it gave you. What did this experience add to you? Not what it took away, in a negative sense, in a bad sense, unless it took away pain, then of course then it's good to think so. But don't think about what it took away, think about what it gave you. So don't think about something that maybe took away your pain, but something that made you feel blessed or safe or full of joy. So you don't think about what you lost through any experience, whether what you lost was good or bad. you put in, you define what was gained in any experience, which made you the person that you are. You have to also, in accepting everything that's ever happened to you, that's made you the person you are, and this is why shadow work, I think, takes an awful lot, because things happen every day. There is a lot that defines you as the person that you are. And that's emotionally, mentally, spiritually, even physically. But spiritually, you have to just accept that these things happened and that it is part of you. Not just part of your past, but it is part of you because it made who you are. And it's how you are defined. But also in that you are not defined by one act alone, or by one deed or thought or action alone. There are many facets that define who you are. And that to me is very much it's what Drew's video made me think about, and made me think about how I define shadow work, and how I think about, first of all, why it's so darn complicated, and it is complicated. But what is the actual basis of it? And I think the basis of all shadow work is accepting and liking who you are. And in doing that, you have to accept what's not only what you have done in the past, but what has been done to you in the past. So everything that's affected your life, that's made you the person you are today, if you like the person you are today, then everything was worth it, good or bad. And that's part of shadow work, because most of the things that affect us and build our character and make us who we are aren't necessarily joyful, happy things. They tend to be more dour and more painful. And it's these things that we have to accept. Like I said, we don't have to love these things, we don't even have to like these things, but we have to accept that these things happened and that they made us who we are, and that's okay. Because it's how we dealt with them. And it's how they made us grow, and how whether that growth was, like I say, emotionally, spiritually, however it was, these are the things that together define us, because they made us who we are. And that was, like I said, it wasn't a response, it was more of a reaction to Drew's video. So there you go. Please do watch her video. She's an amazing woman. That has to be said. And I will see you all again very soon, my lovely witchy people. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.